Finally some good news on this project. Dug out all front drive shafts I had. Had 4 of them. Double check them all and see if just in case any of them would fit. So I got underneath the truck, measured where the flange here hooks to the transfer case. It got down to the pinion. Measured the deepest part of the, where the, not the deepest part of the pinion, where the U-joint sets in there, in the yoke, and measured it. Came out to, I think it was like 34 inches. Got all these guys out, measured them. This one, I'm glad it was this one, is actually long enough. Even with when I extended all the way out to go into the pinion, you still can't even see the splines of the yoke. It still has room, room to move back and forth. So we got lucky there. And the other good thing, this is the one I got greased up before I bolted in, but this is the one that has all 3 of the newer U-joints in it. Had this one, the first one to the left, this one to the right. These were both, one of those, I think it was this one here, was out of an old 90 K5 that I had. And this one I got off a buddy of mine a long time ago. I think it was this one. Yeah, this one, the U-joints, all 3 U-joints need replaced. This bigger one here, this is out of an old 79 K30 I used to have. And so I think we got lucky there, because this one, yeah, I think this is, oh no, it ain't that one, it must be this one. See, one of these has, I think it's one I got off a buddy of mine that had a bad knuckle on it. I think it was this one. But all 3 U-joints are fried, but the good thing is, we have one that'll work. So that's definitely a plus. So it ended up being from the flange all the way up to the upper U-joint. It came out to 34 inches. This stretched out up to the splines up in here is, I can't remember what the heck it was. I know it's well over 34 inches. And so it's definitely got plenty of room for movement, which that front end is super stiff, so it ain't like it's going to do a lot of flexing or anything. But that's definitely a plus. So we'll have to get this bolted in and go from there. What do you think? Not bad for a white boy that can't dance. Came out pretty clean. We got some the U-joint caps down there in the knuckle, all the way up to the top. Got the line in it just in case the splines start letting go in there. Be a little telltale sign, even though it's just a little bit crooked, but it's good enough to tell what's going on. Not bad for being done on the cheap. And we're gonna let the paint dry. We'll get her installed. We're going to try to show you guys this helmet. This helmet's pretty cool. It's the new titanium self-darkening from Harbor Freight. It's not exactly the cheapest, but this thing is sweet. It's like 89 plus tax. I'm not a professional welder, just what you call a hobbyist or whatever, but anyway, it's got, you can see in there, it's got, it takes 2 batteries in the top. It's got multiple settings. It's got the setting in it up here for, you can switch it from weld to grind, your sensitivity, the delay, the shade darkness, and this thing's pretty cool. Just want to show you how quick it gets dark. Try to anyway. What we got here is, we got an off-road truck we're working on, and we're making a side step out of a piece of metal and some chain link to make it easier to get in and out of the truck. This thing, I'll try to see if we can get it up here to get this to work. This thing is like sweet. Totally impressed. I just don't know if I can hold it up here and do the camera at the same time without burning my eyeballs out, but I'll try. It's just like instantly dark. pretty cool. Well, I couldn't see where to put the right mark at, but hope this video turned out alright. I'll check it before I post it. Thanks for watching. It's a great helmet. It's worth the money. Alright, next day. Got the dry shaft, the paint's dry. We got it, well, it's bolted all the way up into the transfer case, and you can see we got it stretched down into the yoke, and you can't even start to see the splines yet, so we should be good on length with no problem. The only problem I did run into, though, was where it straps down into the yoke. I thought I had the right straps and bolts for it, so I mean, I have the ones somewhere that I took out of it. Just got to find them. Must be in my toolbox somewhere, because I had some and apparently they don't fit it. The bolts won't go all the way down, so I'll have to find them. So then the dryer shaft will be done. Turned out pretty decent. Of course, my little black line to watch for twist isn't perfectly straight, but it's straight enough to tell if we have an issue. So we got that. I went to go to Harbor Freight and get a new welding helmet. Got the steps done. It's welded at the top. Got the plate welded on. Went ahead and went to the small one. It's 5-6 inches wide, so that should be plenty enough for a boot. Welded the top and the bottom, so it's there. And started on what else? Oh yeah, I started on the back, trying to get some of this welding done. And God knows I'm not the best welder, but I'm learning. Let's see. On the back, it's the rear shackle. Shackle flip that's starting to get up where you can see it underneath the bed. Yeah, it's cooled down. Around the frame where we put the angle iron on the back to go across the back of the truck. Trying to start getting some of this welded in, and definitely not the world's best welder, but doing what I can to learn. So it's definitely a learning process, because I definitely am not a pro. So, man, this welding, let me show you this welding helmet. Get this tripod set. Well, I guess I can hold it out here. This thing is sweet. It's not cheap. I broke mine. This is, I have so much sun I can't even see. Titanium. It's green and black. Self-darkening. This thing is freaking awesome. It was worth every penny. It's all digital on the inside. This thing's like just the shit, man. That's, you know, I don't like cussing on my videos, but that thing is the shit. It's worth every penny. It was like 89 bucks at Harbor Freight. They just came out with those, and it was worth, I tell you, it was worth every penny. And so what's left is wife's making dinner, so I'm going to do what I can to try to get started on this side, and we'll see how it goes. Because like I said, I am definitely not a pro welder, and it's a learning process for me. So I'm try to get some of this welded in and get it a little more solid. I'm hoping. Problem, my guys, where I'm learning is getting on the inside right here for this part. I'm having a hard time getting in there to, you know, to get a good weld on it. But you know, it's a learning process. I'll do the best I can, and we shall see you here shortly. And it looks like we're done for today. Ran out of wire. I bought some wire, but then apparently I bought the wrong wire. So I'm saying I'm new to all this, so it's a learning experience. Learn as you go, I guess. I got part way underneath, down the side, and across, and you know, some spots I got to touch up, and started to come across back here and ran out, and so that sucks. I still got to do the inside of these on both sides, across the top over there. A little buzz box is shot, so I was going to had some sticks. I was going to try to use it. It's so wore out it won't even melt them. Thing shot, but you know, and I still got these brackets here up in there. It's all bolted in, but I still got a weld underneath. So we're almost down to where it's just a lot of welding, all that, and getting a bunch of crap cleaned out of it. And the shaft, I gotta go down. I get time tonight. I'll dig through the box and try to find the right bolts for that front of that shaft. since we got it in. Then this one, and then hopefully we'll get it moved this weekend. Get the camper out of the way, get it on this side, and so I can work on the driver's side. It's not like super tight, but I just like to have a little more room over here to, because with your, you're working on this side, you're like back up against the fence, so, and do something with that, and don't want to be welding around that. And that's pretty much it for today. Since we're out of wire, I was wanting to try at least finish the back up some, and so hopefully this weekend we'll still get it moved. And still need to make a battery box for underneath the hood, and that's the wire. I bought the wrong one, and I think that's it. I'll hold you guys up, but and I was wanting to do the start on the cab corners today too, but I guess that's kind of out of the question. So hopefully at least this weekend we'll be able to get this old dog fired up and moved and get it over there. I'm going to hook up gotta get the K5 turned around, get it fired back up. We're going to get it turned around to where the back of it's facing this way, get the k20 turned around, soak everything back down. We're going to hook them up. I already got my daughter talking smack, talking about how she's going to drag my truck. So got the front shaft in, I'll get the straps, the bolts, we'll get it fired up, get it moved. The welding for that I won't have to finish up, get some fuel in it, everything fired up, try to tune the car a little bit. We're going to hook these two together and see what's up. I did tell her that I only wanted to use two-wheel drive because I'm just afraid that Dana 44, you guys know how they are. 44s are heavy and they're huge, and they will annihilate a Dana 44 if you're not careful. So, and I do not want to do that this weekend. I mean, even though we do have the 60 sitting here, but I need to find two of the two-piece Humvee wheels. They're kind of crazy online right now, but the Humvee wheels, I'm sure everybody's seen them. They set the offset on them, draws it in instead of so it'll set the same as how this 44 is sitting here now. With the Humvee wheel, it'll it sucks it in to where it should be, because you bolt that tire onto here, it's going to be it's going to be sticking way out. So that's the plan for this weekend. Hopefully everything works out right. We'll mud that down, hook these two together, and think about it. I'll probably let her drag my truck backwards just so you guys can see how much smack this little girl talks, and it'll be insane. So I probably we'll hook them up a couple times. I'll get her, I'll let her win the first one, then we'll hook them back up and let her eat. This thing, that K5s are seriously heavy. This thing ain't no bed, no nothing on it. I'm sure I'll be able to drag it with no problem. At least we'll see. No guarantees. You never know. But I'm pretty sure the weight of that K5 will pull it. That, we'll only be in two-wheel drive, and granted they are both locked, so we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll get some more welding wire. We'll get on that, and then we'll get this thing fired up, get it backed in, get the K5 turned around, and then we'll break out the tripod and see if we can let her eat. Alright, man, thanks for watching.